Hello everybody, welcome to another FF video, and this time we'll have patch 5.4 portion of the live letter. And to start off, the name of the patch will be called Futures Rewritten, and it's scheduled to drop about early December of 2020. So strap in boys, we're in for a busy month. So we will be having a new MSQ coming, of course, with the new patch. Not only that, but we don't have much of an explanation. We have this picture with Amaric and the Vanu tribes and a new dungeon called Matoya's Relic. Now, this could be referring to Ishtola or Matoya. We don't know. The only thing that we know, or at least I speculate, is that it's probably going to be the older Matoya. If you had the screenshot of Amaric and the Vanu tribes talking to you, plus the concept art here that kind of shows that Victoria's old cave when we visited on Evansworth, I'm gonna go and say that is old Matoya's cave. And one last thing about the dungeon, it will be compatible with the trust system, so you will be able to do it with NPCs instead of just exclusively with people. The next chapter of Chronicles of the New Era, the Sorrow of Werlit, will have us a new trial that it has not been named yet, but we will be facing the Emerald Weapon. As in the background, we can see it right over there while these two guys have a pleasant conversation and how they should hinder us on the next round. And as the last note to this piece of content, it's now a side quest content instead of being part of the MSQ. And we got the third and last tier of the raiding dungeons called Eden's Promise. We'll have normal mode and savage mode. And your requirements to enter in the normal mode, you will have to complete 5.3 MSQ in order to be able to enjoy. Bear in mind, this will be the end of this storyline and the end of this savage raid tier for the expansion. And following tradition with every major patch, we will have PvE adjustments and PvP adjustments for certain jobs. Monk was one of the jobs that was mentioned as a rework on the Grease Lightning stack, so more in the future. And Blue Mage will be updated on this patch as well. Its level cap will be raised from 60 to 70. New spells and new gear will be added to the game by this point. Also, they mentioned they might be getting a little ahead of themselves, but we do have a new update for Save the Queen front. The resistance weapons will be updated, so I believe this would be the third update to the Relic questline, and they will introduce what seems to be the new Baldician arsenal. You'll have a normal mode with 24 players, no role requirements for matching, and you'll have a savage mode with 48 players that the parties need to be formed before entering the instance, and possibly there will be requirements like certain actions, pretty much like the Baldician arsenal was when it came out. On to the crafter updates. So there will be messing with some of the actions that are less used, and they will be adjusted accordingly. The new crafting conditions will be added for expert recipes, and these conditions apparently will not appear for recipes added prior to 5.4. So any recipes that are going to be added on 5.4 patch are the ones that are going to be displaying the conditions that need to be completed. As for the collectibles, the collectible glove will be removed, and itemware will be removed, putting a focus on gathering attempt and collectability rating. So what does this mean? I believe that in this case, what it means is you will have to start with the better item that has a higher collectability rating, and then that mat will determine the strength of your collectible. I might be totally wrong here, but make sure to correct me down on the description box with your comments, my guy. As far as gathering UI, it will get a little bit of a revamp, as we can see here. And the devs were talking, including Yoshida, was talking about how reminiscent of 1.0 HUD this new gathering setup looked. Much in the same way as crafting, gathering, also the collectible glow will be removed. Item where will be removed, putting a focus on gathering attempts and collecting rating. So basically, I believe they're removing the bar where you can only do it 3 times to increase your rating. Gathering and perception ratings will be a greater effect on collectability. So the higher your stats, the better your collectible item will turn out. Adjustments will be made to items obtained from material reduction based on their collectability. They're also going to be adding a height indicator on your gathering node, so you'll have that little arrow next to the icon up and down depending what is your position relative to the item you're trying to gather. Now regarding the fisherman, we'll have an update. So fish eyes will be reworked, and you will no longer required to catch fish. Basically what happens, the new fish eyes will allow you to ignore the time requirement for catching big fish. So once you activate this, you can probably insta-catch one of those more complicated and fish that you have to proc without having to wait long. So this was a measure that was implemented to put people to draw more people to the fishing aspect of the game, and they don't have to be that much experienced to enjoy this as much as the other ones. Okay, so as far as the Ishgardian restoration, the 4th phase will begin in patch 5.4, and it will be the last phase. Once that's completed, we have completed the restoration of Ishgard in its totality on its present form. And this will be commemorated with the construction of the monument. That monument will look different according to the crafting class that gave the best contribution or the largest contribution for the Ishgardian effort. So I'm actually looking forward to see how that works out and how the different monuments are getting a little deeper on the rankings. So the Sky Builder rankings will reopen at the time. New items will be counting towards your seasonal score, and top ranked crafters and gatherers will receive the same titles as before. So no new titles, but you will have new achieves. And as I mentioned before, this will be the final ranking, coinciding with the conclusion of the Ishgardian restoration. So the next ranking session will be the last. We will have a new enhancement for the Skysteel tools available. So a new tier of tools will also be coming at the same time that we have the restoration of Ishgardian dropping on us, I believe. Also, patch 5.4 will be the one where the Unreal trial changes. So it will be from Shiva to possibly Titan or Ifrit. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And finally, this is one of the things that I'm excited for. We have the Treasure Hunter updates, where we will get the shifting altars on the level 80 maps. This is going to be awesome. It's not just the 5 chambers, picking the door, getting kicked out or not getting kicked out. You now have the shifting altars that is there. And there's a screenshot here just to show us how their work is progressing. On to fishing. They will have new routes for us, and additional objectives will be added to your fishing trip. Not to mention, this will be somewhat of personal objectives like a mission that you carry out as a single fisherman. And this will add the bonus points to your score, which means that mount will be that much easier to get. That's a good thing. Also, you will be conferring a penalty if you disembark before your voyage is complete. So if you don't get an material current at first, don't leave, because you will have consequences for your next fishing. Triple Triad updates. There will be a revamp of the rules and the UI. New tournaments will be added with their new rules, and new rules set to battle opponents with the deck of randomly chosen cards. Also, they will continue with the periodically held tournaments. So now they'll add a new modality to Triple Triad that will be with facing an opponent with a random group of cards, so you won't have any saying which cards you're gonna get to battle your next opponent. Looks cool. On to miscellaneous updates. New violin instruments will be added. New system for fixing multiple materia will also be added, and the ability to link quests in the chat window. Let's dive a little deeper. So the violin is pretty much self-explanatory, but the new system for fixing multiple materia is a little different. So the way it works is you have a stack of, let's say, 10 of them craftsman materia. You try to overmeld it, correct? So here's what's going to... If you click on this new system, it will try to affix the new materia slot by slot, and it will only stop when your materia runs out or you manage to affix a materia on the slot of overmeld. So just to bear in mind and be very careful with this, make sure before you start this that you have a stack that you're willing to lose in case it goes seriously wrong. Because once you start this automatic melding system, you cannot stop it unless under those two conditions. That you're successfully melded or you run out of the stack. Now the third and last miscellaneous update has to do with the ability to link quests in chat windows. So you're helping a friend through ARR and you're already done all of that. So when he posts that quest on chat window and you click it, you will be able to see your own progress on it. If you're already done it, you're ahead, it will tell you all the steps from your quest log, and in that case you'll be able to guide your friend to do that quest to catch up with you. This is a really good quality of life change, and one that I personally will enjoy because my kids play this game and sometimes they don't know where to go on the quests, and this will be perfect to guide them to the next step. Okay, next up is going to be the PlayStation 4 version of FF14 will be able to be used on PS5. Now the PS4 Pro settings and the system configuration will be available on the PS5 version, and the PlayStation 5 hardware will be able to improve your load times much better than PS4. But just so you remember, this is not a PS5 version. They only have the PS4 version, which is compatible with the PS5 console. That'll be able to play it on a retro compatibility. They have not yet announced a PS5 version for FF14. Okay, and now we have a new photo op moment. It's called the Explorer mode. So you'll freely be able to explore dungeons that you previously completed. And this will be present to the 5.x series, with more to be added on the future. There'll be no obstacles or enemies. Mounts, minions, and fashion will be able to exist inside the dungeon. And you will be able to post or put striking dummies inside the instance so you can take pictures performing your favorite job actions. That's all super cool and all, but the best feature here, of how I understood it, you will be able to pick limit breaks from your jobs, 1, 2, or 3, freeze them, and take pictures until you drop dead. This is awesome, you guys. So as they said, it's only going to be the 5.x series dungeons so far, but they will be adding more into the future. And with that, my friends, we come to the end of our video. I hope you enjoy it and it helped you digest the new changes coming for us on patch 5.4. That is all on my part, and until the next one, peace out.